Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be using the, as Jeffrey would say, coveted Bloodlust palette. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with this palette, you guys. The only thing I hate is that I have a cat and the cat hair gets stuck on the packaging, but you know what? I'll happily lint roll it away. But in all honesty, it's really not a big deal at all. Just don't let your cat on it. Like I did. Okay, so I have moved you in quite a bit, and now we are going to go in with the Bloodlust palette. I am so excited, but first I'm going to do my base. So to start, I am going to be using the Anastasia foundation. I am shade 140N. Alright, to start, I'm going to be taking the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's my favorite primer ever. I'm just going to take like 2 pumps and use it for half my face. This primer is so good because it is oil-free, but it's also hydrating. So it's good for both dry and oily skin types. And it's vegan. So many things that are in a lot of foundations are not in it, which I love. So now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia foundation in shade 140. I'm just going to bounce this on. I'm just taking like 2 pumps. I'm putting it all over my face. So there has been a ton of makeup releases. Which ones have you guys liked? I've really been into, obviously, the Jeffree Bloodlust collection, even though it only launched a few days ago. And the new Pillow Talk collection from Charlotte Tilbury. Super into that. And I do have the Natasha Denona Love palette, but I actually, for some reason, I think it's just because of all the releases at the same, time, I haven't dipped into the Love palette. I don't know why. I love Natasha. I usually would have been like in it, but I guess I'm just waiting for the perfect time. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of that foundation and just use that to cover right under here. Alright, so next I'm going to be going in with the new Pat McGrath concealer. I am super obsessed with it. It's just so creamy and just like plush. I don't know how else to describe it. Plush. That's pretty much all the concealer I will use. I really don't love excess concealer just because it like flakes so easily and like, not flakes, it settles so easily. So I don't like using too much. Just under the eyes and like wherever else you feel like you need, which I really feel like just under the eyes today is all I'm going to need. So before I crease anymore, I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star powder in the shade Translucent. I'm just going to take a little bit into the cap. Just like 2 taps. And I love it because you just like twist it and it like locks closed so it can't spill everywhere with the cap off. And just focus it right under like my tear duct and bring the excess over. Oof. Did you see that? I just like poked myself in the eye. Luckily it didn't, my nail didn't get me. That's all for the setting powder. And then I'm actually going to go in on top of that with the new Pat McGrath under eye powder in the shade Medium. I'm just going to take this Morphe brush. This is the E48. Love this brush. And just tap it in, and it's so silky, y'all. Like, I love it. Press it in, and it just gives like this beautiful airbrushed finish. I'm just going to take a little bit more, and I'm actually going to use it on my nose and bring it into the middle of my forehead, and then just disperse outwards. Oh my gosh, so pretty. We have that, and now our base is done, and I like to like sandwich my setting spray, so I'm going to actually go in with the Becca Skin Love. That's it. I'm going to go in and add some dimension back to my face because I am looking definitely a little flat. I'm going to start with my contour. I'm going to be taking the Anastasia contour palette, the powder palette, in light to medium. And use that middle shade, which I believe is Fawn. Yeah. And just use that to carve out a little bit of my cheekbones. I just kind of like dip in like 3 times, and then I split it up between the 2 sides of my face, so it's not too intense. And I focus it pretty far back. I don't really like bring it too far up. And very lightly touching my face with the brush in circular motions going up. I'm just blending. And that's pretty much it. And because of my newer haircut, I like bring my contour into the temple area just a little bit. Also, that brush was from the Jaclyn Hill collection. This is the JH05. I absolutely love this brush. So for my bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Ambient Light Ghost palette from this past holiday season and taking that bronzer shade and just tapping on top of that contour to blend it, and then taking the excess up, and then just focusing this on the perimeter of the face. And that bronzer brush I used was the JH02. Love this brush. It's very, very comparable to the normal Morphe bronzing brush though. But now for blush, I'm going to be going in with the Jaclyn Hill JH04. There's a lot of Jaclyn Hill brushes, but they're so good. They're just so good. And focusing that blush from the palette just right on the apples, and then taking the excess up onto the cheek. And taking just a little bit on the nose. You know, it's winter. Now I'm going to be taking the JH07 into the finishing powder in the middle top, which is a light one. I'm just focusing that under the eyes. I know it's a lot of powder under the eye, but I'm very, when I say minimal, except for the setting powder, with these other powders I'm doing, it's very, very minimal. Like 1 tap in, and then just like very lightly putting it on. But then now I'm going to take the darker setting powder and put that right in the middle. And because they're a little bit luminous, it kind of just brings everything back to life and stops making everything look so powdery without it being like a highlighter. Alright, so I feel like we are pretty good on the complexion. Obviously, we're going to go in with a highlighter a little later. But that's it for right now. Now it's eyebrows, and I low-key hate doing my eyebrows because it just takes me forever, so I'm just going to start with a product that makes things so much easier. And I'm going to go in with the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit in the shade 4.5. In the winter, I like my brows to be just a little bit darker. Normally, I'm like a 3 or a 3.5. I'm just really messily filling it in, following the shape of my brow. And then we're just gonna brush up and out. I hate my left eyebrow because it just doesn't look good even when I do like the identical stuff to it. I always have to like do extra. Starting to be a little bit more comparable. And then now just for like a finishing step, going on with my Sephora eyebrow pencil. I've been really into these. They're very similar to the ABH ones. This one is in shade medium brown. I'm just going to take that and just like do a few precise hair-like strokes. And then underneath, I'm going to be going in with, I need to get a new one. This is like a dual-sided like eyebrow carving crayon from Anastasia. That's a whole like 10 minutes gone, but that's about where I'm going to keep it. I don't really want to do too much. I'm going to go in with my Hourglass brow gel. This is the shade Warm Brunette, and I'm just going to take a little bit just on the beginning front of my eyebrows. And that's pretty much where I'm going to leave that, because if I keep going, I'm going to take forever. Now that we are there, I'm going to go in with some setting spray. I'm going to go in with my all-nighter spray because my base is like, except for the highlighter, is completely done. So, so good. And I use the jumbo one, y'all, because I fly through the regular size one. And now I'm going to be taking some P. Louise base. This is number 2. This is the absolute best eyeshadow primer. MAC Paint Pot is a good one too, but I just love P. Louise. So good. You can use it for so many things. I'm going to take some on the back of my hand and then go in with a beauty blender and just kind of brush it on. Okay, and then because I'm going to most likely blow out my lower lash line, I'm going to be taking just a little bit more of the P. Louise, even less than I did the first time. And like, these 2 dots are like literally all you need. I'm going to be taking one and go under my eye. Luckily, Rumor is really close to my skin tone, but they have so many shades. If you can ever go into like a Morphe store and try them out and see which one's closest to you, I recommend getting that one. Unless you like a light base and you're like medium to deep, then go ahead and get the light one. But I think it's so helpful when your eyeshadow primer is really close to your skin type or skin color. I need to just make a... See, this is why eyebrows take me forever. I just need to make this one just a little bit fluffier right on the like arch. Just like extend it so it's just a little more fluffy. That's enough. Okay, so we are all primed and ready to go. Let's get into the palette finally. Alright, so I zoomed you in just a little bit more so you can see everything, and I just bumped you. I'm so sorry. I just wanted my drink. And we're going to go in with our palette. Okay, so actually this is a fun trick. If you're feeling like your lips are a little bit more dry, now's a great time to go in with your lip balm. I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath one in like the clear shade, and a lip scrub if you feel like you need it. Okay. Perfect. And that just kind of gives it a chance to like seep into your skin and just do its thing. So then when you go in for your lip products, it's just even smoother than it would have been before. Here she is. So good. It's so pretty. Okay. And actually, the Halloween lipstick that was in the mystery box, this one in the shade Zombie Kiss, is so perfect with it. But I'm not gonna, probably not gonna use that one. Probably will use something from the lip bundle, but it's just so beautiful. I think what I'm gonna start with is a little bit of Scandal Water. No, we're gonna take High King. So we're gonna start with High King, and I'm just gonna go in with like a fluffy brush. This is the one from the Mario Sephora collection, just like the blending brush. I'm gonna just take that High King shade, tap in like 3 times, tap off my excess. It's coated, I love it. And then I'm just gonna kinda go in the crease and just kind of build that up. I like these brushes because they're a little shorter handled than the other ones that you will use on purpose, and I just love that. I just think it's easy to hold, easy to control. And I am barely touching my eyes, and like, look, it's like, pop, there it is. And there's like no fallout with this palette, guys. Like, maybe in the pan, just like a little bit, and that doesn't bother me at all. Fallout does not bother me, but I know for a lot of people it does. So I just wanted to mention that it really is not an issue with this palette in general. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Royal Pain, and we're just going to go on top of that color and just blend that out. Same brush. I'm kind of going like half into where we put High King and then half above. This will just create a nice fade of pinkish purple colors. And I'm kind of bringing it down just a little bit to like the bridge of my nose. And then doing this is like my colorful way of like contouring the nose just a little bit. It kind of just creates like that shape just at the top, but it still helps. Okay, I'm just going to go in with my number 27 from Sephora. This is like my favorite brush, really, really similar to the M433. I'm going to take just a little bit more of High King just on the very top of that, and just go in my crease and really make sure that color is still visible. Now I am going to take, I think I'm going to do a little bit of Blood Queen on that 27 brush. I'm just gonna kind of pack this on, and it's like, wow. 2 dips, 3 dips, 4 dips. Tap off the excess for this one. It's so deep. It doesn't look like it, but it gets really deep. I'm just gonna tap it on very lightly and kind of build up to that intensity, which is already there. It's just that good. I'm trying to keep it below that crease line. And go back in with my Sephora brush that had a little bit of hiking on it and just blend that together, girl. And then I'm just kind of diffusing it into the like center, but I'm not really going past that area. I am constantly kind of evaluating how it's going, and then I adjust accordingly. All right, so that's about where I want that. And now I'm going to be going in with a little bit of, should I do Vile Serpent? I kind of want to do Vile Serpent on the lower lash line. Yeah, we're going to keep Vile Serpent for lower lash line. I'm going to go in maybe with Bleeding Heart. Then into the black. No, not Bleeding Heart. You know what, actually, I'm going to take a little bit of Blood Queen. Just like 1 dip. Kind of just put the rest over the lid, but keeping the strength of it in the beginning bit. And then I'm just going to go in with my Sephora brush. I'm going to bring a little bit of Deviant in. And we're going to blend this back into this top color, which was Royal Pain. I'm just taking it to the side, just like that. Actually, it's just a little bit too light. I'm going to go in with some Vivid Mood, and I think that'll do what I want. Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. On the back of my hand, I'm just going to wipe off the excess and then blend up and out. And circular motions, and that'll kind of just blend it into the skin very beautifully. And how far you want to take it is up to you. I'm going to kind of just stop a little past the eyebrow. Just like that. Pretty. Okay. Oh. Vivid Mood is like a neon pastel, if that makes any sense. It is so bright. I love that. Okay, so now I'm going to be going in with Pink Magic, just on my finger. Wow. And we are going to tap that on the center. Wow. I haven't really used this shade yet. Wow. I'm obsessed. It's so soft. It's so, like, creamy. This is kind of like his highlighters, like the really intense ones. What are they called? Extreme Frost or Supreme Frost? It's really similar to Lick My Glit. Yeah, and Extreme Frost. Very similar. I would highlight with Choking on Ice today, but I don't have it yet. It's coming in the mail. But trust me, the highlight's going to be beautiful. I'm going to be using Lick My Glit. Okay, so that's that. It's just in the center. And then I'm going to be taking Wet Jewel on the inner bit and connect it into Pink Magic. Wow. Okay, so that's where we are now. Super, super glittery. And I'm going to take a little bit of Executioner, just like one swipe. Jeffrey. That is so crazy pigmented. Okay. And actually, because I want this to, I don't want it to fall. all over my face. I want to spray it with the Jeffree Star Morphe setting spray. Tap it off again, and we're just gonna split that between the two sides. And because of the glitter in Executioner, it'll blend really nicely into those shimmery shades. So, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you have the palette, or you want the palette. But, what's your favorite Jeffree palette? I would love to know. I think this is going to be, like, in my top, like, 2 or 3 for sure. I just, like, because I love color, will always love Jawbreaker. But I don't know. I really love Androgyny also. I feel like it doesn't get as much love because it's just a little older, but oof, Androgyny, girl. So good. It's such a good palette. And I'm just going to rub off the excess on my hand and go in with 1 tap of Blood Queen. And just kind of blend this up into Vivid Mood. I'm going to be taking just a little bit of Vivid Mood. I'm just really trying to marry those together, even though it's really hard to marry a like kind of like really bright light purple with a black, but I'm determined we can do it. I'm just going back in with Royal Pain. Just making sure everything's blending. Tell me that's not beautiful. Like, that's stunning. Okay, now that that's about where I want it, actually, I'm gonna take the JS9 Morphe and Jeffree brush, and I'm gonna take a little bit of, what does it need? It needs something just to help it blend just a little better. I'm going to take the remnants of that like Executioner Blood Queen mix and just kind of blend it over on top of everything, just in the very high point of the crease. I just feel like that'll kind of marry everything just a little better. That's better. Okay. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to work on the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking my Sephora number 15. Love this little guy. It's just like a, kind of like a shadow packing brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit of Vile Serpent, just on the top of that. And I'm going to focus that right on this, like, oh, not quite the outer bit, but like right before. I want to stop kind of at that halfway point, and I'm keeping this really close to my lash line. Okay, that's that. Now, with a similar brush that's just a little better, or not a little better, I want to take a similar brush to that brush, just a little bit more fluffy. I'm going to take this little Mario brush, and I'm going to pack Your Majesty, which I actually haven't dipped into yet, and that is bright. And I'm going to pack that right under like my tear duct. You know what, actually I want to go in with an eyeliner first. That way it'll give it something to stick to, just a little better. I'm just going to kind of connect the white to that blue. There, just like that. And I just used, it was like a NYX Jumbo eye pencil in white. So good. Okay. Now go back in with just a little bit of Vile Serpent. Just to make sure it's vibrant. Then with Your Majesty on the very tip of that Sephora brush, now I'm going to pack that on. Do you see just like how much better it sticks when it has something to like stick onto? Just packing that right there. And now I'm going to continue to take Vile Serpent on that number 15 and go right under that white. Okay. Now with like any kind of like angled liner brush, I'm going to take just like this JS7 and with Vile Serpent on there, tap off your excess. I'm going to go and just make a really sharp line just to go like right all the way over. Just kind of like that. So it's a sharp little line. Just like that. Whenever I'm being precise like this, I just like want to mess it up so bad. I don't know why, I just want to spasm. That is pretty much that. Now I'm just going to take that same number 15 where I had Vile Serpent, take a little more, and just kind of blend down. And remember, I'm still not connecting the purple to this blue. I'm leaving it empty on purpose. All right, now I'm going to take that brush that we had the white on. I want to blend a little bit of, let's do Scandal Water. Just coating the very top of it. And just blend right under the blue. And where we did that sharp line right here, I am not blending anything right under that, because I want it to stay sharp. Okay, so now I'm going to take that Scandal Water and just drag it up into the purple, like that, just a little bit. And I'm using the JS9 for this. Just like that, not too much. We're going to bring some purple down, but just so it gives a little bit of a smoke. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to connect the colors. So I'm going to take that brush from the Mario collection and we're going to go in with some Vivid Mood. Connect where we did Scandal Water into Vivid Mood. And then on that fluffy Sephora Mario brush, I'm going to take some High King just on the top and really just blend up. All right, we are getting pretty close to being done. I'm going to take probably just a touch of Vile Serpent. And now just to really blend it, I'm just going to tap it. All right, I think we are pretty much done. Just the inner corner now, I'm going to just take a little bit of the highlighter we're going to be using, like my Glit from Jeffree. I'm just going to tap that right on the high inner corner. I don't want it to get in this white. And just fine tune a few things. Like that. Make sure everything looks blended. Actually, I'm gonna go in the lower lash line now. I think now, lower lash line, let's just make it all white. How do we feel about that? No, let's do an off-white for the rest of it. Yeah. I'm gonna take this Sephora in the shade Coconut, this eyeliner, I love it. And just kind of, it's like this nude off-white color. That's that. Okay, so mascara's next. Some Sephora Lash Primer. Actually, let me curl. Whew. Done. Just kidding. While that's kind of drying, I'm going to take like my Glit on this like Fenty Beauty cheek hugging highlighting brush, and I am going to spray the brush. We're just going to kind of tap this on like that. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. I'm just gonna use my finger to build it up in intensity right here. Just tap that on. Same for the other side. Okay, and a good old spritz of Jeffree Star Morphe setting spray. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. It's like wet. I'm gonna go in with some Fenty mascara. I absolutely love this. There, just like one coat. And then I have a big old freckle right here, and I'm just gonna use some eyeliner. This is the Pat McGrath, like jewel-ended one. I love this liner. I'll just go over it. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so now that that's dry, we're gonna go in with some lashes. I think I'm going to use Lily Lashes and Goddess, just because I want to still be able to see all the sparkle underneath. And I'm using Velour Lash Glue with the Lily Lashes in the style Goddess. Alright, so now that this is all done, we're going to go in with the lips, and we're going to be using this new bundle. I think we're going to go in with, let's actually do something a little different. I'm going to go in with actually one of the new House Laboratories lip products. This is the new lip crayon, the Le Monster lip crayon. This is Pusher. We're going to use this and then put this in the middle because it's pretty sheer. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry, and then let me swatch this. I've only swatched like once. Actually, no, I'm not going to use this lip. I think I'm going to just use a gloss over this. Or if I can get it out. What is this? I'm Vulgar. Right on the middle. I think that would be so pretty. That's everything. That is stunning. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Succulent. This was in the Valentine's Day mystery box. And I am going to just tap that. Like, stop. It's so pretty. Tap that there. And then take just a little bit of Wizard's Glass. And we're going to put that on the outer parts. Alright, so this is the finished look. How do we feel? I feel like it's so pretty. It's like the whole bloodlust like vibe. Like we are like cut. It looks so good. Like, oh my gosh. So sound off below. How do you feel about this look? Can you achieve it? If so, please tag me in all of your pictures at Smalz Beauty on Instagram. I would love to see. And yeah, that's all I have for today's video. I absolutely love the collection. Jeffree killed it once again, and I just can't even. It's so good. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more of my face, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye!